All right, initiating system diagnostics. All systems green. Today, we're activating Guardian Protocol and plugging directly into the core of Indian democracy to understand its ultimate protector, the judiciary. Let's get into it.
So let's think about this for a second. You've got this massive complex game called democracy with some really powerful players, right? Like the legislature making the laws and the executive putting them into action. Well, who makes sure everyone's playing fair?
You got it. It's the judiciary. Think of them as the impartial referee. Their only job is to look at the ultimate rulebook, the Constitution of India, and make sure every single play, every single law follows those rules. It's all about upholding the rule of law, which basically means nobody, and I mean nobody, is above the law.
Okay, here's our briefing for this explainer. We're going to break down why we need this referee in the first place, what gives them their power, how they're protected, who gets to be a judge, and finally, how the whole system is put together.
First things first, why is it so absolutely crucial to have an independent judiciary? Well, in any society, people are going to have disagreements. Disputes pop up between individuals, between groups, even between you and the government. To solve these fairly, you need a neutral third party that just follows the law. Now, this is where it gets really important. The judiciary's job isn't just about arguments over property or contracts. It is literally the #1 defender of your fundamental rights. It's the check and balance that makes sure our democracy stays a democracy and doesn't slide into a dictatorship. That's its core mission, making sure the law applies equally to everyone.
So to do all this heavy lifting, the judiciary needs, well, a superpower. And that superpower is independence. This is like a force field, a shield that protects it from getting pushed around by the other branches of government, the executive and the legislature.
So what does judicial independence actually mean? It's a simple but powerful idea. Other parts of the government can't stick their noses into the judicial process. This lets judges make calls based purely on the facts and the law, without being scared of who they might upset or trying to please someone powerful.
So, how is this shield actually built? Well, the first layer of protection is a fixed tenure. Judges get to keep their jobs until they hit retirement age. They can't just be fired because a political party doesn't like their decisions. That job security gives them the freedom to make the right call, even if it's not the popular one.
Now for the second layer of this shield, financial independence. This is pretty clever. The Constitution makes sure that judges' salaries can't be cut or voted down by the legislature. This stops a situation where a government could try to punish a judge for an unfavorable ruling by threatening their paycheck.
And the third protective measure, immunity. You know, what a judge does in their official capacity can't be debated in Parliament unless there's a motion to remove them. This protects them from political pressure and public intimidation, allowing them to focus solely on the case in front of them.
Okay, so this probably brings up a question. If judges are this protected, are they just unaccountable? Not at all. But, and this is a big but, getting rid of a judge is designed to be incredibly difficult. It's like trying to get through a multi-layered digital firewall.
Just look at this process. It's an absolute marathon. First, you need a huge number of MPs just to start the conversation. Then it goes to an investigation. And even if they find the judge guilty, it still has to be passed by a special super high majority in both houses of Parliament. That is an extremely tough hurdle to clear, and it's like that on purpose.
Okay, this is a key takeaway, especially for your exams, so listen up. This difficult removal process isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's what provides that security of office. And that security is what gives judges the confidence to be independent and make rulings without fear.
So if it's that hard to remove a judge, you're probably wondering, how do they get that job in the first place? This is another huge part of the whole independence puzzle, and the way we do it has actually changed quite a bit over the years.
If you look at the left, you'll see that back in the day, the executive branch, the government, had a lot of say. But things changed. The Supreme Court brought in this idea of collegiality. Basically, it means judges should have a say in who joins their ranks. So now, the process is led by the judiciary itself. The Chief Justice and the foremost senior judges create a list of recommendations, and the President is bound to follow it.
All right, last but not least, let's look at the blueprint of the whole system. India has what's called a single, integrated judicial system. The best way to picture this in your head is like a pyramid. Each level has its own job, but they're all connected.
Right at the very peak, you have the Supreme Court of India. Its rulings are the final word. They are binding on every single court in the country, no exceptions.
The Supreme Court also manages the system, with the power to move judges and cases around the country to make sure justice is served.
One level down, we have the high courts, which usually operate at the state level. They hear appeals from the courts below them, and really importantly, they can issue special orders called writs to protect your fundamental rights. They're the managers of the justice system within their state.
And holding the whole thing up, you have the base of the pyramid, the district and subordinate courts. For most people, this is where their journey with the legal system begins. These courts handle the vast majority of day-to-day civil and criminal cases and are the absolute foundation of our judiciary.
So, when you put it all together, what do you get? It's more than just a system of courts. The judiciary is the designated guardian of our rights and the final voice on what our Constitution actually means. It's the institution that breathes life into the words written in that incredible document. And that's our look at the structure and independence of the judiciary. But we've really only scratched the surface here. To understand what these courts can actually do, their jurisdiction and powers, you'll definitely want to check out the next explainer in this series.
Hey, if this explainer helped you get a better handle on the topic for your exams, do us a quick favor and hit that like button. Share it with your friends and drop a comment. And for more deep dives like this, make sure you're subscribed to the A1 Institute YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in.